Hey Parkside, welcome to this week's encouragement video. Thanks for tuning in. One of the things that we've been talking about a ton over the last year or more has been establishing and building and growing a culture of discipleship. I hope you're beginning to recognize that term and the definition, where a culture of discipleship is simply this, where it's normal for Christians to be making disciples. That's normal for me. It's normal for you. It's normal for your friends, normal for those in your community group. That's just what we do. And today, what I want to do is I want to build on that and give you something you can pray about. It's a request for me. Would you pray for this as we think about a culture of discipleship must be handed off to the next generation? It must. It can die in any generation. We're only one generation away from losing the gospel, some might say. And so Psalm 78:4 says this: "We will not hide them from their children, but to tell to the coming generation the glorious deeds of the Lord and his might and the wonders that he has done." So that's my Bible there as we've read Psalm 78:4. And recently, we've had a heavy push on that next generation impact of a culture of discipleship. Let me remind you of a few things that have been happening and share how you can pray with us. A couple weeks ago, we had our parent commissioning, where we see parents who've recently had children, and we're going to commission them to be the primary disciple makers of their children. Church comes alongside, but we want to platform that and say, guys, we're so excited for you, and we want to see you go and fulfill the mission that God has called you to. It's a next generation kind of outlook. This coming weekend, you can be in prayer for our student ministry, Ablaze, the 6th through 12th graders. They'll be at the Called Out Conference up in Crown Point, Indiana. A huge weekend for our student ministry. They're leaving Friday. They'll come back Saturday night. You can be in prayer for our youth leaders and our students, for the speakers. I'll be driving up and speaking at one of the breakouts. But this is a massive weekend for our student ministry. It's giving the next generation the wondrous deeds of the Lord. Here in about a week and a half, our Bethesda Christian School board and administration has their annual strategic planning. They're looking at how they can instill these truths of God's word in the next generation. They'll be considering, among other things, the ongoing plans to expand our facility so that more students can hear of the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ. You can be in prayer for our board in about 10 days as they head into that strategic planning. This weekend, we have the launch of our parenting classes and the pathway to maturity. That's something that has been in conjunction with Bethesda Christian Schools, as there's a number of parents coming from BCS, and we're thrilled to have them, as well as many from Parkside. Where together we can say, how do we grow as parents in discipling these kids into the faith, into the gospel of Jesus Christ? Now, here's another way you could pray for that. Yes, you could pray for those classes, but I'd also encourage you, invite somebody who might benefit from them. They don't have to be a Christian to come to the class. They don't have to have a church home to come to those classes, because we want them to have biblical principles for raising their children. And if those parents hear the gospel in those parenting classes, that'd be great. So I hope you'll come. I hope your friends will come. I hope you'll invite them. And most of all, I hope you'll pray. So 3 ways you can pray. You can pray for the Called Out Conference this weekend. You can pray for the BCS board and administration as they do their strategic planning in about 10 days. And you can pray for the parenting classes as they launch this weekend. The registration link is in the email. Park said, we're thrilled about a culture of discipleship. And specifically today, we're talking about how we can give that to the next generation. I hope you'll join us in prayer and participate in making disciples. This Sunday, we'll be back in 1 Timothy 3. I'm so excited for it. Hope you have a great week. We'll see you Sunday.